you gotta admit, like, they got us down to a T. The way that they programmed us, a lot of these people, like, it's really hard. Like, that's decades of programming, bro. Like,
Yeah.
generations of programming. It's hard to break out of something like that, but it's a blessing to, like I said, it's a blessing to be on this journey. Everything that I've learned and discovered thus far is limitless amount of things out there to discover and still learn. Like
Yep.
I said, I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect. Like, we all, like I said, this is a journey. It's always gonna be like highs and lows, like the things that we go through. Like I said, I'm just rolling with the punches and just enjoying and making the most out of this experience that we had, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Infinite Charge podcast. The one and only podcast where we believe that all that it takes is one charge to shock the whole world. I'm your host, Malachi White, and I'm accompanied by
your second host, Mr. Tyre Jones.
Yes, sir. And today we have a very special episode. We're bringing on a guest that's very special to me and Ty as well. So Ty, I'm gonna pass it off to you to introduce our very special guest today, man.
Okay, so today we got on one of my closest friends, Dajuan Thomas. He's a football athlete at Elizabeth State University. Right? Right? Dajuan's Elizabeth State, right?
Elizabeth City State, yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth City State. Yeah, I knew
Yes,
that.
sir.
But this guy is way bigger. It's always been way bigger than sports for this kid. This kid is a true seeker. He's a spiritual learner. He wants to know how he can better himself and become the best version of himself every day possible. He's consistent. He's a person that is a man of his word. And even I bounce ideas off when we talk about goals and stuff. We write down, we send each other clips of books we're reading. So this is really my brother. So I felt like it's my privilege that I have a platform with my boy Malachi, and I could bring on people like this, like Dajuan, so they could talk and we could just have high vibrational conversations. So today I'm excited to have my boy Dajuan on.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. I would definitely appreciate that. It's an honor to be on here. I tune into a lot of y'all episodes, and like I said, it's a blessing to be on here with y'all because, like, we grew up together, so it's like to see where we all are, like, and how far we've come, bro. Like, it's definitely like a blessing to
definitely. And I think it's kind of bizarre and like designed to where like we all my friends got some type of spirituality going on. And they seriously, that's like a vocal point in their life. And I really like that.
Facts. And that
Definitely.
we all are a reflection of each other. So like the work that y'all putting in, like the inner work that y'all putting in is being reflected to what's happening on the outer reality. So that's the people around you and like them embarking on their spiritual journeys and stuff. Like it's like a reflection of what you've been doing too. So like that's definitely a blessing too.
It's definitely.
You know what, Dajuan, I'm so glad you say that, man, because as you're saying that, I'm just thinking and reflecting on how many people around me are, starting to step into the same consciousness.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People who we never would have thought. And I just want to say, me personally, man, I'm just so glad to have you on the podcast. I grew up with Dajuan as well. Plainfield Rec days, Plainfield Cardinal days, man. My boy was a quarterback back in the day.
Yeah.
I think back then I was on the line though. I was ass. So my job was just to block. My job was just to block and keep Dajuan safe, man. But it's just such a blessing. And even before the cameras came on and before Ty had joined, I was just talking to Dajuan about how stark the contrast is, man, and how crazy it is, like for us to see each other when we was little kids, man, and to see the contrast as to who we are now, who we stepping into becoming. I think it's great, man. And it's a lot of people from the area that we grew up with. I wouldn't necessarily say a lot, but quite a few, you know what I mean, that's really going that's trying their best to, you know what I mean, getting into a positive direction. And we definitely are a few of those.
Facts.
So yeah, man, y'all know how we do. We always start out with, you know, our 30 seconds of meditation. Ty will open us up in prayer. And man, we excited to hear all about Dajuan's story and how we can relate that to what's going on in our outer world and how we can, you know what I mean, just continue to manifest a better reality for ourselves and for the people around us. So let's get into this 30 seconds of meditation, and Ty will take the floor to open us up in prayer. So let's get right to it.
Lord, I just thank you for waking me up today, Lord. I thank you for giving me this platform to discuss high vibe conversations with my brothers, Lord. Please give us the knowledge and downloads so we can really express ourselves to the world and whoever's watching, Lord, because we know there's people that needs to hear this information, and I know there's a lot of people that needs that light switch to go off in their mind and want to be the best version of themselves and want to attract the right things into their life, Lord. And I just want to express my gratitude for just designing me this way and aligning me with the things I needed to be aligned with, because life is all just a temporary experience that you put us here, Lord, to experience. And I'm just thankful for that. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen. So just getting right into it, man. Like how we always ask with all of our guests, it's no different with you, Dajuan. What was life like for Lil Wani? Like, how was it growing up, man? Like explain to us what your childhood was like and how that's led you to where you are today.
Facts. So growing up, you know, I got both of my parents in my life. You know, we got a close-knit family. I got two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother, Derek and Devin. You know, I'm the middle child. So growing up, you know, I've been around sports all my life. That plays a big focal point in my life. And, you know, my people's like, the people around me, they always like saw something like greater in me. And like, they always knew that, you know, that I would be like I would be great because I believed in that myself. But growing up, I used to always, for so long, I always would like do stuff for other people. Like I always like I kind of like seek validation for so long and like just wanted to do good for other people. But I never really put a lot of work in within myself. Until like not too long ago, like I had like a great talk with my guy Ty and my older brother, like just going within and just focusing on itself, because if once I was able to like really put the work in within myself, that's when I know that if I could put work in within myself, I'll be able to help other people out even more, because at the end of the day, you have to put yourself, because like who's gonna be there for you when you know like. So growing up, like I said, it's been a blessing to have like a close-knit family, a great supporting cast around me, and just to have sports around me too. Just to be able to be in the position that I'm in, and like the people that are in my life right now, like it's been a blessing for real. So growing up, I'm not gonna say it was easy, but you know, but this is, like I said, this is all a part of everything that we've been going through is all a part of our journeys. And, you know, like I said, it's been a blessing.
Man, that's great. That's great. So another question I could ask you is like, as far as like your journey, like when do you felt like your spiritual journey started? Like
I feel
as
like
far as like your internal work.
The internal work, it really started when COVID started, like 2020, and like I know it wasn't by mistake either. Like I know a lot of people. I know COVID was like bad for a lot of people, but COVID was actually like one of the greatest points of my life thus far because it really embarked me on this spiritual journey. And Ty, without my guy Ty, like I don't know where I would be because he played a big part of this journey, and like without him, because I remember the day that I found out about spirituality. Like we was on the phone, like he was on the phone with my brother, and we was talking for like hours, and like we was talking about all types of stuff going on in the world, like spirituality. I came up in that, like meditating and just going within. It's like it was foreign to me at first, but something
but then
within me
it
just
made
woke up.
sense.
Yeah, it really all of it made sense, and something within me just had woke up, and like it was something greater than me that had woke up within me, and it just made me want to. And ever since that point, since 2020, like I've been consistent with this spiritual journey, and like it definitely was a lot of bumps in the road, like because like you literally get reprogramming yourself and like reprogramming
From
everything
all the
about
lies
you,
you were
all the
told.
lies you've been told, everything we've been through. Like it's like I seen through all of it though, like because I knew that that's who we truly are as a soul. Like we go beyond just this physical reality. So
like our soul didn't come here to suffer.
Exactly.
Right.
And cater to other people in
Yep.
in ways that you have no ownership. Like in school, they program you. They program you to basically just go get a job, like go get a job and slave for somebody. They don't teach you how to meditate. They don't teach you how to own it. They teach you how to be an athlete. They don't teach you how to own the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like we don't have no footsteps of how to actually own an NFL team.
That's crazy.
And there's nobody in our color that owns an NFL team. You know what I mean? They don't teach things like this. They don't teach ownership. They teach you to be programmed and go be a slave and go work for somebody and get taught by somebody who's mediocre in the first place.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's how I feel. All around the world.
So I have a question for both of you guys. What do you guys think, like for you guys personally, right? What's the biggest lie that's been fed to you guys personally? Like I know it's a whole collection of lies that's been fed to our people from the time, like, you know, that we've learned from the system and from, like, you know what I mean? Just this broken world around us. Us in particular as Black men, we've been fed a lot of lies. But what's one lie that you guys had to do a lot more extra work to you know, dispel and to actually see past it?
You want to answer this first? Ty?
You want me to answer
it? You say you want us both to answer.
Yeah, I answer it
first. I want to hear both of y'all answers.
I feel like the biggest lie was like just like I feel like just limiting your brain in general, like saying like anything is possible though, like literally. Like say for example, like when the Wright brothers was trying to create a plane, everybody thought they were insane, bro.
Right.
But you know what they did? They stayed persistent and they kept chasing a dream. I feel like that's the biggest lie. The biggest lie was that you're not capable of doing certain things because it's just not possible. When really, if you set your mind on that frequency, you can really do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Type shit. I feel like that was the biggest lie. The biggest lie was them lying to us about our true potential and who we were.
Fact. That is a big lie right there, bro. For real, like they definitely, like, school limits us in like a number of ways. Like, you know, we go to school like writing papers and like Y equals MX plus B. Like, what purpose does that truly serve me as a soul? Like, as a soul, like how is that?
Bro,
how is that teaching me how to
think about it, bro? They have you in front of a desk for 8 hours getting programmed while there's sun outside.
Right.
Like some people can't just sit down and that's not how, like, not everybody learn the same way, bro. Some people need to be on their feet to learn. Some people need to be outside in nature to learn. Not just sitting down in front of a desk all day. You know what I mean?
The classroom, like in an enclosed space, like for 8 hours, for years though. You go to school for years and then, like you're doing that for years. You don't understand how much programming that
Bro,
is.
you go to school for over a decade.
Over a decade of your lifetime is spent in school. And that's goes for millions and billions of people on this planet. Like you go to school for that long, for that many years, like that really does something to your subconscious mind. And like, you know, it took a lot to like, and it's still taking a lot to like reprogram the things that we've been taught within, like, and just really going within and just, you know, knowing that you're not alone in this journey and just embracing it all, everything that you're going through. That I feel like that's also important. Like
when you look at life like it's a temporary experience.
Exactly.
Like that's another big lie. Like they told us to be scared of death. Like they show us like death is like a bad thing when really death is like
a beautiful thing.
It's a part of life, bro. Like it has to happen. So why not embrace it, bro? And plus, you don't even know what happens after the afterlife. I believe that it's only bliss that can happen, bro.
Facts.
If you're aligned with your purpose, you align spiritually with God, there's nothing but good that can happen after this life. So there's no point of being afraid of death.
That's right.
So everything has to come to an end.
Right. Like, everything. It's inevitable.
Yeah, I would say one thing, one like kind of tie what you was saying, and Dajuan, you as well. One thing that really stands out to me about a lie that we was fed when we were younger is the fact that we as African Americans are put here to entertain. I mean, really, right? When you think about entertainers are only valuable when attention is on them, extrinsic attention, external attention from other people, right? So essentially as a kid, right, it's who can tell the funniest joke, you know what I mean? Who can put on the best fit? You know what I mean? Who can dominate people's attention for a certain period of time? And those are the kids that are considered cool, pretty much. And what I learned through my experiences and dispelling that lie of like, it's like, look, man, I'm not just, you know what I mean? I'm not here to entertain nobody. You feel me? I'm here to educate myself and educate others and to learn. Life is about a learning experience. And one thing that I had to learn growing up is like, it's not about the one that's doing the most talking. It's about the one that's doing the most listening. But you see in school, right? Yeah, like when we go to like and y'all know how it is, man. When we go to these schools and stuff, like you know how everybody is curious about what the athlete is doing, what the more predominantly like what the black man is up to, man. Like what are we into? Like what do we think is cool? Like what you wearing? You know what I mean? Like what are you talking about? Like we need to get up on what you listening to, stuff like that. When really it's like, look, man. Like that's a small part of my identity. That's a small microcosm. Like there's so much more to me, right? Like how many African-American young men feel comfortable getting on a podcast and speaking about what we're talking about? How many of us feel comfortable actually carrying a book outside the house and holding a conversation about a book that we read in our, you know what I mean? And I feel like it all stems from the fact that people feel like these things aren't entertaining. These things aren't going to give them the attention of the outside world. When really that's not the purpose of our lives. That's what we've been brainwashed to feel that, you know what I mean? We got to make it to the, like, and not saying like, look, man, like Dajuan, obviously me and like in Utah, like we athletes, there is a high level that we can go to, but our purpose isn't necessarily to be an NBA player, NFL player. You know what I mean? That could be a part of it, but our purpose is to inspire and to educate, you know what I mean? To make it better for the next generation. Our purpose isn't to entertain. If that makes sense.
Right. I feel you, bro. You know, we go beyond just sports. We go beyond just being an athlete.
Way beyond.
Way beyond that. Like that's just like I said, like Todd said, like this is all just an experience. This is all just a temporary experience. And like I'm enjoying this experience. I'm embracing everything that I'm going through. Like it's all a part of my journey. Everything that we're going through that's why we aligned. That's why we sitting here doing this podcast for a reason, bro. So, you know, like I said, just embracing.
Bro, sorry to cut you off, Lonnie, but
you go.
I'm just really thinking, like, it's really resonating with me. Like, they really programmed us to not be happy. Like,
I know. Anything they power.
They made it seem like you needed a car, a house, and a job just to be happy. When really
it made it seem like,
Yo, that's crazy,
like,
yo.
and they try to make it seem like anything outside of yourself is the key to happiness, when really going within yourself is the key to happiness, bro. That's the key.
Yes.
Like they teach you
That's
anything
really
but going.
crazy.
They teach you how to do anything but go within yourself. Like anything, bro. Think about it. They like, when have they ever taught you how to just go within, bro, and
Yeah.
just do you,
Right.
focus on yourself? Whenever they
Like,
ever taught you to
Meditate.
just embrace everything you're going through, yeah, they never taught you how to meditate in school, like none of
yep.
that. And why? Like why?
Right.
Right.
You gotta admit, like it is a good, like they got us down to a T, like the way that they programmed us. A lot of these people, like it's really hard. Like that's decades of programming, bro. Like
Yeah.
generations of programming. It's like it's hard to break out of something like that, but it's a blessing to, like I said, it's a blessing to be on this journey, and like everything that I've learned and discovered thus far, like it's limitless amount of things out there to discover and still learn. Like like I
Yep.
said, I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect. Like we all, like I said, this is a journey. It's always gonna be like highs and lows. Like the things that we go through. I'm like I said, I'm just rolling with the punches and just enjoying and making the most out of this experience that we having, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like what to put it on a deeper level, and me and Ty talked about karmic energy a little bit on one of our recent episodes, but to put it on a deeper level, I feel like in the Bible say this, man, to whom much is given, much is required, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So meaning, like, you know what I mean? Certain, like, God puts us all here for a purpose and a reason. And I feel like some of our ancestors, because as we know, right, Africa is like one of the most like richest nations when it comes to spirituality, like, and actually like physically rich, you know what I mean, as far as like the minerals and all of the things in the land and everything that Africa has to offer. God bless these people with these things, and instead of, you know what I mean, taking care of it and cherishing all of the things that have been afforded to them, whether it's the things that certain skills and abilities, athleticism, certain creative abilities and stuff like that, and even things around them, external things like, you know what I mean, like gold and all of the whatever, all of the different things that have been afforded to them. I feel like they weren't grateful, and they allowed their ego and pride to get the best of them, to the point to where something like, and as we know, right, like physical slavery and mental slavery has been around for as long as mankind. But
Facts.
I feel like certain people are more susceptible to things like that because of the fact that, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? Like, God probably blessed our ancestors so much and they didn't take care of what they were blessed with. So he had to shake things up and allow us to go through so much generational trauma. And now we're looking on the other end of it, in my opinion. I mean, depending on who you speak to, right? There's people are like, obviously racism still exists and things like that. But at the end of the day, look at us right here having a conversation, like a high vibrational conversation like we're having. This is what, you know what I mean, the system is, if we want to call it, this is what the system has been trying to prevent for years. But now we're able to do this. Yeah, for decades, man. And now we're able to do this, like, you know what I mean? We could get groups of us together, you know what I mean, and to spread positivity. And I feel like, you know, we're looking on the other end, but at the same time, right, we're gonna have blessings in this life, and we need to just never allow our ego to get the best of us, man. And we need to remain, you know what I mean, practice gratitude every day for the things that we have, because we can lose it like that, man.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like another big illusion is like the concept of time, like looking in, like thinking about the past and thinking about the future. Like there's no such thing. Like you can't change the past and you can't determine the future. I feel like
Right.
all we ever have and all we ever are is like the present, the now. Like I just got done reading a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Like it was definitely one of the best books that I've ever read. Like I've learned so much from that book, and like I wrote down, like I like to write down anything that I like. I like to write key insights down and stuff. And like that definitely was a great book to read. Like just being in the present moment, it just teaches you how to just be, like just be you,
Right.
just being in the present moment. Anything that you're going through, like I said, you have the ability to control that perception and just focus on the present moment and just being there. Like that's all you really need to do. Like
yeah,
don't try to yeah.
I feel like even that was a program, like a lot of people let the past affect them.
Exactly.
Like in the now and the future. Like I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to limit somebody's mind.
Yes.
Is having them dwell on their past failures.
Facts.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a struggle that everybody faces to a certain degree, even if it's for a small period of time for some people.
Yeah.
And I think that what needs to happen in that moment, as we all know, is internal work, but more specifically, right? Understanding that, you know what I mean? All of that negativity that we went through made us better because it didn't kill us. You know what I mean? We still had the ability to think about it. So it's like, why not think about it positively? Why not, like, you know, take away, have like some key takeaways and then just leave? You know what I mean? Like, no need to dwell on negativity.
Bro, it's really no point. Exactly like you said, Malachi. Like I was really about to say that. Like you get nothing out of thinking negative
at all.
Like you get absolutely nothing. And that's what they programmed us through, like movies and like TV shows.
Yeah,
they programmed us to think we have to continue struggling based off what happened in our past.
Yep.
That's mental slavery right there, bro.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's mental now. Like it's different. It's bigger than racism now.
It really is. It really is. I feel like it's always.
What you was gonna say?
I was about to say, like, I feel like it always been bigger than just color. Like I said, we go beyond just this, bro. We go beyond just this physical. Like we do. We truly do. Like, and the things that they try to program us with for generations, and like the things that are passed down to like our children, like, bro, it's crazy to just think about, bro.
Because you gotta think about it. A programmed parent is just going to program their child
exactly
how they were programmed.
Exactly. And that's
Someone
all it
has
is
to break the cycle.
Someone has to
wake up for our true power. You know what I mean?
Facts, bro. Facts.
Yep. I agree. And it's like that, like I said, right? And it goes back to what I said before. Like when you're chosen, when you have a purpose, and I feel like everybody has a purpose to a certain degree, but it's just like when you're chosen and you have a purpose and you don't adhere to that and you don't, you know what I mean, align your steps to fulfill that purpose, then expect for people to, you know what I mean, expect yourself to feel distracted, for negativity to be happening in your life because you're not focusing on what God made you to do at the end of the day. So it's like that's and so we as a people, right, we could quite easily become distracted and fall into the system and stuff like that when we're not focused in the first place. You know what I mean? But like the way I don't know, I'm sure that y'all would agree with me, but us three and whoever else that's really on this path, we realize that not even that system could hold us, bro. And really there's nothing that can hold us because of the fact that our focus is high. You know what I mean? We're doing the internal work and we're allowing ourselves to just remain present so that we can have a better future.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. I'll definitely agree with you, bro. Like, you know, it's real easy to just fall into that matrix and just get distracted. Like, it's easy to do that. But, you know, they say it's harder to do the things that actually matter, you know, like,
right.
But, you know, what you was about to say, Ty?
They program us to think so little, bro. They program us to think
so limited.
Look, this is what they program us to do: sex, cars, clothes, money, sports, and you're successful in life. Like nothing tied to being a good fit, like being a good dad, being a good family member, being like knowing that's bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
Breaking generational curses. Like they don't teach you how to be happy, how to meditate, how to pray, how to manifest. They don't teach us these things. Because if they did, this world would be totally different.
Totally different.
We would be so empowered that it would be no racism. It would be no true conflict going on, bro. It would just be love. Right. Everybody operated in love.
Everybody unified.
I feel like that day is going to come though. It's slowly
but
surely coming.
Very soon. Very soon. Like I said, look around us, man. Look at the stuff that our generation is starting to be able to accomplish, and some of the things, the initiatives that we're spearheading. Like, bro, like, you're right. This is right around the corner. We just got to continue to just do our best to give it to God, to break these generational curses, and to make it so that our kids can make what we're doing even bigger. You know what I mean? Because Dajuan, you could say the same. Ty, you could say the same. We're products of you know what I mean, the curses that our parents were able to break for the most part, and also, you know what I mean, the love and the wisdom that they poured into us and the time that they spent with us. So now we just got to keep that cycle going as best as we can, be there for our children in the next generation, the youth of the future, and just show them that there's a different way, man.
Facts.
You know?
And we need to stop taking our power away from ourselves. Like,
exactly.
Looking up to celebrities, like stuff like that. And then the thing is, the celebrities are blind because they're puppets, and they're leading. They sold us out, and they're leading to our demise. Like, they're getting paid to demise
Facts.
people,
distract us. Facts. You know, it's a lot of people out there that's like super fans. Like, they'll do anything they'll pay like, any amount to just.
You heard about that thing about Mikey Williams that just happened today?
Yeah, bro.
My brother was just telling me that, man.
Bro, and look who he be looking up to.
Young boy.
NBA young boy. Stupid. Like, you know, stuff like he probably just lost his whole bag because of that, bro.
I know, bro. Literally, like, he about to go up there. Bro, Poole, he got the deals, he got all type of stuff going for him, stuff. Like, why throw it away? Carrying guns and stuff. Like, why? Why do you need to do that?
I wonder if he has a father figure in his life, though.
You know what? The sad thing is, some of these guys do have a father figure, but they allow this extrinsic stuff, this external stuff to make them feel like they need to be somebody different. When really it's like, yo, be who you were that got you here. Why are you switching it up? You know what I mean? Be who you were made to be. You're not just going to get on another level and then decide you're going to be somebody else. And that's what it's a powerful quote I always like to speak about. And it's like, I forgot who it's by, but it's like, yo, the way you feel in this present moment is how you're going to feel when you make your first $1 million. How you going to feel when you get drafted? How you going to feel when this, that,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what I'm talking about. You don't need material things to feel happy. You got to go within and feel happy.
You really do. That's the key to joy.
Before you have it, and then it will come. Once you feel it already, it will come and attract to you.
Facts. You know, they don't teach us that. They don't teach us that, yo.
They don't teach us that, yo.
Because they know, but that's the key. Like, bro, we like you said, we didn't come on this planet to feel negative and just feel all these type of negative emotions and just all this other matrix beliefs and stuff. Like, we came here to be.
You really think we came here and God put us there and we signed up to suffer?
Bro.
Come on, bro.
Come on,
that don't even make sense, bro.
Come on. It's just the way that things it's just the way the matrix is designed to set up, bro. It's like so many people get caught up in this matrix, bro. So many people just fall into it's like a factory. Like, you remember that we was talking about it, like it's kind of like a soul factory, like you just recycling souls. You know how many experiences have been messed up due to like the matrix and just all type of negative beliefs and stuff like that, bro. How many experiences is thrown away?
Yeah, they showed that in that movie Soul, remember?
Yeah, bro. Yes. Literally.
They kept having to come back because they ain't served their purpose.
That's so crazy. Y'all feel like we all got a purpose, bro. And I feel like the more you walk in your purpose, the more you fulfill your purpose, like the closer you really feel to yourself. Like I said, this all starts within you. You can't do nothing without you at all. And like that's a major key right there.
You can't help somebody else without helping yourself.
Exactly.
Like when you're think about it, when you're on an airplane and what's the first thing they tell you if something goes wrong? Put the mask on yourself first, and then you will be able to help other people.
Exactly. I agree. Tough. Hey, Dajuan, I got a question for you, man. What's And I know we're talking about like, you know, breaking through the matrix and doing the internal work, right? But I just have a question like for you, right? And how you carry yourself. Like what's a quote that you like to live by, right? Like what's your favorite quote or scripture, whatever it is that you like to live your life by every day?
Something I stand on and like affirm to myself every single day is that everything happens for a reason and everything always works out, whether it be good or bad. Everything always works out. Like,
but there's no
I
such
was
thing
supposed
as
to.
good or bad. It's all
It
perspective.
isn't. That's fact. Like, I was about to say, like, you have the ability to, like I said earlier, you have the ability to control your perception. You can control your perception about anything. And having a good outlook about life in general, like I've always been that way, even
Yep.
without the spiritual stuff. Like knowing
Yep.
that everything always works out and just seeing the good in everything is a major key for me, bro. So standing on that and really just feeling that, like I really feel that everything happens for a reason, whether it be, and like you said, there is no such thing as good or bad. That's all something that we was programmed to think. Like every day, whether it be good or bad, it happens for a reason, and just embracing that and rolling, like I said, just moving through it and maneuvering through this life,
bro, and laughing
just
is such high vibe.
for real,
Like
just
science even backs that up, bro. Like,
facts.
and then people will be like, "Yo, why are you laughing?" What?
Like,
yo, why are you smiling?
why you smiling?
What? Yo, yo. It's all a program.
Yo, for real, bro.
Oh my God.
Bro, because like it's crazy because you can like some of the things that may happen to you or whatever. Like you can just think about it. Like, yo, really, like this had to happen for me to like discover and just see something bigger than this and something greater than just me. Like, okay, I see what's happening here. I see why this is happening the way it's happening. I know it's for a reason, and I know the reason why it's happening.
Yep.
I'm gonna do what I need to. I'm gonna do the inner work that I need to do in order to prosper the way that I need to prosper. Because I know if I go within myself, I'm able to help. Then I'll be able to help and do and like collectively raise the vibration of this planet. Like I feel like that's my purpose.
Yes. And that's infinite charge, man. That's the whole purpose, man. One shock is all it takes to charge the world, man. One charge is all it takes to shock the world, however we want to say it. But yeah, and based in the quote that you gave, I love that, man. And that's something that I try to live by. And it's actually a scripture that go with that. It's Romans 8:28. It say all things work together for the glory of those that serve the Lord. And that's pretty much like what you're saying, man. Like everything happened for a reason. Everything is going to work out because you on your path, man. You trying to fulfill your God-given purpose, bro. Like literally. So I'm so glad that that's what you live by, man. And just one more question from me is like, you know, what is the next step what do you feel like is the next step in your purpose? And like, you know what I mean? Like what can we look forward to like moving forward, man?
I feel like the next step is, like I said, I want to collectively raise the vibration like of this planet. Like having people like you, having people like y'all in my life, like we play a big part in each other's purpose, bro. You know? So just finding more people like us, like-minded people like us.
And you'll be able to do that through your psychology degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like just going within and I just want to continue to prosper. Like I said, I'm not looking toward the future. I'm not looking in the past. Just being in this present moment, being in the now, and just doing what I need to do inner wise. Like I know that I'm already living my purpose, and like I feel like that's the next step. Just continue to focus on this present moment and just being in the now. Just really feeling that, you know, breaking through these generational curses, bro. I feel like that's real important. That's important to me, bro. For real.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. Definitely. I like how you said, right? Because obviously it's always a big question, right? What's next for you? You know what I mean? Like what are you going to accomplish next? But really, I like your answer because at the end of the day, what's next doesn't matter if we can't salvage what's right now. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I really like your approach there to answering that question. And that's something I myself need to be living by, because sometimes I think the trap is we want to idolize a certain period of time in the future when really it's like, yo, while we're spending time thinking about that moment, like we need to be, you know what I mean? We could be locked in right now, experiencing bliss right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because what happens is typically for me personally, when I'm like, oh man, when I could just get to this time of year or whatever, by the time I get to that time of year, it's like I'm feeling the same way I felt when I was thinking about that time in the past. So it was like,
real.
You know what I mean? If I could just fight for my focus right now in this present moment and enjoy it, then I'm gonna feel great regardless because I'm always taking care of the present moment. So
and when
I really like that.
And when you feel great in the present moment, you don't even have to worry about the future or the past because
because I'm good right now.
When you're in a good feeling, you don't look at the past anymore because you're in a good feeling now, and you know that while you're in a good feeling, you're only going to attract good things in the future.
Yes. Agreed.
That's a major key. Major key, bro.
Yes, sir.
Major key. I'll definitely respect that, bro, because sometimes, like, you know, like I said, we're not perfect. Like, I might fall into that trap sometimes, too. Like, I know that I read that book and, like, I'm big on living in the present moment, but sometimes I still may think about the past or I still may think about how the future may be.
Because you got to think, bro, we've been programmed since we were babies, bro. Like, we was programmed to dwell on the past and stay stagnant and lazy.
Yeah, exactly. And that does nothing for us, bro. As a soul, even on this physical realm, like it does absolutely nothing for us to dwell on the things that may happen. Like I said, like you said, Ty, there's no such thing as good or bad, bro. There's no such thing. Like everything we've been through in our past has led us to where we are exactly right now in this present moment, bro.
Yes.
There's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as really the future. Like we've always just been and always just had this present moment, bro. Everything that our mind may trick us into thinking, like in the past or in the future, like it's all in our heads, it's all in our mind.
Yeah, facts, bro. That's bro.
Everything is all in your mind.
It's just you in your head, bro.
Exactly. Yep. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
And the thing is, everything that we aspire to as well is already inside of us. It's just doing the work to peel those layers away so that we can
God gave us the tools already.
Yeah,
exactly. We have everything we already need.
Exactly.
Physically and within. Like we have everything we already need. You know how intelligent we are within. Like you literally don't even have to think about all the blood streaming through your body right now, all the DNA working together for me to even talk. Yeah, for me to even have the ability to talk. You don't understand how intelligent we are within. And they don't teach it. They don't talk about that, bro. It wasn't. Like you said, Mally, like saying less instead of like talking more.
Yeah.
That's so important, bro. That's so important.
Yes. And understanding that, yo, like obviously we all aspire to be masters in what we've been chosen to do. But at the same time, understanding that, yo, we're gonna be students for life, man. Like we're gonna be learning until the day that we die.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning. Yep.
I feel like that's a big part of why we even came here. Like we came here to learn, like experience. Learn and experience. That's all. Like it can be that simple. We don't have to complicate things that more than they already are complicated. Like we don't, you feel me? Like we don't know a lot of things that we should know.
And I'm like, bro, and I'm at a point in my life where it's like I be feeling like, bro, all that stuff I used to do was pointless. Like feeling like I gotta prove myself to people who did me wrong and get it out the mud and have a chip on my shoulder. Like I feel like all that was pointless, bro. We just here to experience and live in abundance, bro. You know what I mean? Just operating in love. Like there's no animosity, there's no enemies, just operating in love, bro. Just even if somebody try to get you to lower your vibe and lower your frequency, you still just love them for who they are because they not on your level yet. You feel me?
Exactly.
They'll get there eventually.
They'll get there, yeah.
But just operate in love.
That's facts.
Exactly.
Another thing I've been telling myself a lot lately is like, there's a limitless amount of abundance out there, bro. Limitless. I feel like you said, this program tries to limit anything of our beliefs. There's a limitless amount of abundance. So the negative things that made
enough for everybody.
For
you don't
everybody,
have to bring
bro.
the next person down to go up.
You
we
don't.
all could have it. God made an abundant world.
Exactly.
That's beautiful, man. That you bring that up, because you're right. Especially us in particular, our people, we're taught to live in a lack mindset because of everything that we've been deprived of for so many years.
Mode.
Yes,
that's crazy, bro.
But that's not even our fault, though. They designed it to be like that.
Exactly.
In reality, they designed hoods, crack cocaine era, all this stuff that was detrimental to our people. You see it. Yeah. You see a liquor store at every
corner. For real.
That's the devil's juice right there. Every corner. Eventually, you're gonna give in because you're around people who low vibe, and you don't know no better.
That's facts.
Yeah. And you don't have a dad on top of that to show you the right direction. It's a program. It's a trap.
Yo, that's so real, man.
That's crazy, man. That's real.
Nah, for real. It's like, it's frustrating because sometimes, man, we as a people, we just find ourselves running into the same walls because of the fact that we refuse to do the internal work and realize, like, look, once I go within, I can see that I'm supposed to go underneath the wall, but instead of going within, I'm gonna keep running into the wall over and over again. You know what I mean? Getting mad that the wall not going. Well, really, the answer's right inside of me, but I don't feel like going within, you know?
Yeah, bro. You couldn't say that any better, but honestly. You couldn't say that any better. Hey. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, Dajuan, we definitely gonna have to bring you back, man, because you know what I mean? It's a lot of wisdom, man. And I honestly, man, I could always tell growing up, like, certain people, even though, you know what I mean, none of us was really spiritual yet. It's just certain vibes you get from certain people growing up as a kid, right? I think it manifests first as positivity. You know what I mean? Because, like, look, man, growing up in Plainfield and stuff like that, we had enough negative around us to a certain degree. You know what I mean? But I always remembered most the kids. Like, I even got one of my teammates from RV, Sean Ryan, white boy, really cool dude. He was like, and you know what I mean?
You know Sean, right, Donnie?
Yeah, I remember MSU.
I remember.
And people, whenever I hear the name Dajuan or Ty, I always heard nothing but positivity, man. You know what I mean? Like we, and I feel like as kids, right? Like we gravitate towards those teammates and those friends that we grew up with that never had nothing bad to say about somebody else. That always was just trying to just do their business. You know what I mean? Because like we had enough kids around us that was just into the other stuff. You know what I mean? Extra drama, this, that, and the third. But I always remember those are the kids that I don't really remember as much. I remember the ones that, you know what I mean, was aligned. And then now look at what you're on to now, onto a whole nother step in your journey. I think it makes a lot of sense, man. And I'm just so glad to have had you on this podcast, man. Me and Ty been saying we got to have you on for like a little minute. And I was like, you know what, man, let me just reach out to him, man. Definitely.
Yeah. And I said, I definitely appreciate y'all having me on this, bro. Like, for me to even be here and just for y'all to just think about me and just have me on here, but I definitely appreciate that, bro. For real. You know, we came a long way. We still have we going to enjoy this journey. And just being in that positive light and just, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, we all are just a reflection of each other. So if I'm talking down on you, it's like I'm talking down on myself. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. It's like that's something I don't want to do. So like I said, I'm always going to be and just live in abundance, bro, regardless of like the situation that I'm in or what may be going on in my life. Like living in abundance and just keeping the right people around me, that's important to me, bro, for real. Yeah. So like I said, I'm grateful to just be on here, bro, and just have this conversation with y'all, bro.
Definitely.
For real.
Means a lot, man. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, you got any closing thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all, like, just like I'm doing it, just be yourself and operate in love. No, don't let nothing really get to you and break you out of your high frequency, high vibe.
Word.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason. Just operate in love.
Major, bro.
Just operate in love, man.
You'll never go wrong, bro. Never. Never go wrong.
Yup. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been yet another episode of the Infinite Charge podcast. Me and Ty, like we just said, are just so very thankful to have our brother Dajuan Thomas join us today. You know, like we always say, man, be easy, Stay charged.
Stay blessed and be high vibe.
Stay blessed,
Yes, sir.
bro. Thank y'all, man. Great
Of course.
episode.